Good morning. Episode 4 of the vlog series that hasn't gone up yet. Yeah. So, I wasn't really feeling it today. I didn't really want to do any of this since I haven't even posted it, but I'm so tired of being addicted to my phone, and I really need to utilize my phone for all the things that I wish I could utilize it for, which is making videos. I do utilize it creatively with song demos, and obviously I utilize it to connect with people and all that kind of stuff, but I would just like to solely use it for those reasons as a tool instead of an entertainment device. And I know that that's, not a super realistic goal nowadays. But I want to stop with the entertainment. I want to figure out how to entertain my mind with more productive things that develop my skills, and using this phone to talk and to develop my speaking skills, my entertaining skills to, hold people's attention and, just make a point, which I'm just rambling, but I'm getting somewhere. I know that I'm making a point in some sense. But, I didn't want to make a video because I didn't really have anything in particular that I wanted to talk about. I had this kind of episode at work that I went through that was highlighted on the last 2 episodes, and nothing's really happened. There's another issue at work that I was maybe I could get into. I'll just get right into it then. I was basically not getting paid correctly for over a year, and the person who kind of set that in motion in one way or another didn't want to take responsibility for it, but I met her for the first time the other day in person, and she was someone who had audited my position about a year ago and changed something where it was just kind of out of left field. And I have a union that really is has no balls or teeth or anything, and that all got, I basically made some sort of grievance or whatever dispute, and they had to come in and but they settled the whole thing with basically doing what they were going to do anyways without I didn't really have recourse because the union kind of did a 180 from supporting me to just being this is what's happening now. We're changing the rules per the new whatever, and it telling me that it's going to work out for me, and it actually didn't. So they're correcting the thing now, and it's going to work out better, which again goes along with my theme. Everything will work out. Everything is going to be all right. I don't remember exactly. See, I'm terrible. I shouldn't even put these out, but I probably will. I've been fussing with the first video, honestly, because I had the sound just coming straight out of the phone instead of through the mic on the headphone, and there was so much low end. And I just want to put these videos up. I just want to record them on my phone and put them straight out to YouTube. And so the first one is giving me troubles because I don't want to subscribe or pay for or get any free trial and have to cancel it, but I don't have the noise canceling ability with my current version. I have the iPhone 12, I think, 12 something max. It's got 3 freaking cameras on it, and like, it's all this, fancy stuff, but it's like now they have the AI that removes the background noise and does the studio quality isolation, and so I don't have that capability. I don't really want to subscribe or pay for it. Eventually I'll get it with my next phone, but right now that's kind of my limitation. But anyways, so I'm gonna have to get the stupid file off my phone onto my computer and do it on there, so I don't have to again get another app. I've tried a couple different apps like CapCut and all this kind of stuff, but you need to subscribe to use any of the features. And I just don't, if it's not free, it's not free. It's like they're always like in-app purchases. It means they just want you to subscribe now. So it's just everything that says subscription service. That sucks. Hopefully that'll change. Although that is kind of the model that's going with the entrepreneur online. Well, a lot of these people like, Patreon type of things, at least in the YouTube space and all that kind of jazz. Yeah, I'm just totally rambling. Back to my point about work. I wasn't getting paid for a whole year correctly, and the person so I've just let it all go. Essentially, I've let it all go. I've reiterated this story a couple times to, like, my wife and to other people. So I don't want to go through it all over again, but I'm going to, for the sake of whatever the hell this is. This person who affected my job and set this thing in motion shows up in person the other day. It's different than the person that was there earlier that I was making fun of with the poster. But they're there, and they're actually helping me. So they're making my route better, but they're also telling me that I have a valid grievance that because it's not timely the way that our system works, I'm not able to make any, like, I'm not actually able to have a dispute or a claim or a grievance or however you want to, or a report or whatever, to try and get retroactive, even though this lady says, yeah, you definitely weren't being paid properly. They're gonna help me for the past 3 months, 3.5 months. But that's related to another issue, because my work is it's like a revolving door of personnel, and and I'm hoping that people can just relate to, like, some aspect of this out there, because I'm not trying to be specific to what I do. You could probably figure it out if you just thought about it for a minute. But anyways, I'm just of the mind where I'm letting this stuff go and not caring, because this stuff is all kind of, it really is surface level. I know people are, like, serious about their careers and serious about their 401ks and their this account and that account that they're building up, and it's like, I understand the frugalness and the thriftiness and wanting to be economically smart and all that kind of stuff, but I think that's, I don't know, because I think there is love in that. If the right intention is in that, there's love in it. But ultimately, like, it's a cushion for a lot of people. It's just a cushion to make their lives a little bit, easier and softer and stuff. And it doesn't necessarily lead to a better experience or a better person. And I think I'm speaking in very general terms, but it's the principle of like rich men like are not necessarily good men, and neither are poor men. They're not necessarily good men, but it's the challenges that you face. I'm sure that they equal out in some way. So it's like everything is, no matter if you're coming from the top down or the bottom up, like that's the way that I see it, is kind of like if you have all this wealth and stuff, like you should be doing something with it. You should be acting with it. And I know that, like, some people putting it away and investing and doing all that kind of stuff. I'm naturally a lot more reckless than that in my life. I see the value in it, but I don't really have a love of money. And I'm not really good with money, but I'm always provided for. I have enough. And I work just hard enough to ensure that. And like there's times when I'm working harder and sometimes when I'm not, I don't have to work as hard, which is nice. And that's why I can appreciate my line of work. I appreciate my job. I appreciate my coworkers. I'm really grateful for all this stuff I have, but I'm also not attached to it. I'm trying not to be, and it's like some aspects of my job, I lose respect for people and I lose respect. And this, like going back to this lady, I had a personal conversation with her where so basically it was like a bombshell for me the other day, finding out that I hadn't been paid right for over a year, or for roughly a year basically. And now I'm not able to do anything about it because they, I wasn't flagging it. I did flag it, but because the way it was handled was I made a grievance and the union came, and the union representative, the union steward, said one thing. The day that it happened, I was basically, kind of blindsided while I started my work day. I was told that I was getting this one thing, is basically like a half an hour worth of work off my pay. And it was just kind of an arbitrary thing that they were saying, this is how we have to do, this is how things are actually structured now. It doesn't, they changed the rules or whatever. So I was kind of just like blindsided, and I was like, well, and my coworker said, you should definitely talk to the union about that. So I talked to the union, and the union guy said, oh yeah, they can't do that. There's no, that's BS. And we're gonna make sure. I explained to him exactly what was happening, and he explained to me what his interpretation of the rules were, and he's supposed to be the guy who knows the rules better than anybody. So then I meet him in person the next day, and he says that it's basically not gonna, he was misinformed, and now there's been updates and things have changed. But then he kind of, after I kind of blow up at him and I say, well, do I need to file another grievance with this and that? He tells me, that I have to go about I have to do it this other way. I have to basically get my time through another means and basically write it in myself. And this becomes a problem. And he tells me, that it'll work out for me if I do that. So it's like a miscellaneous time thing that I should be getting credit for, that I'm not, but they're agreeing that's the way that they're going to work it out. So I'm being very vague just because I don't, There's no point. So I, so I don't know. I basically, after I was evaluated after that, and then my evaluation has gone down the last 2 times. And because of certain circumstances at my work, it definitely should have gone up. And so like the you know, the regional people got involved, and the higher ups and the rurals got involved now. And it's, you know, things have worked out for the best. But I'm still like arguing on my behalf because of they're paying us a lump sum. At the end of all this, I had this face to face with this woman, and basically like this grievance that I had before that was dismissed on the spot, and I basically threatened to grieve against the rural steward again. And so now I'm giving you too much information. The union steward again. Yeah, I'll have to just. This will be one that I'll have to go in and edit. See, if I just keep talking, eventually I'm just going to say the stuff. So maybe I should be more specific, because that's kind of tripping me up. It's another layer that I have to think about that slows me down. And I don't need to use people's names, but maybe you know, if you guys can figure out where I work or what I do, like maybe I could just be open about that. It doesn't matter. I'm overthinking all this stuff. Or I'm not. Does anybody else drink coffee? Does anybody else drink coffee out of a ceramic cup while they're driving? I'm pretty much exclusively do that, other than all the coffees that I buy at gas stations. But I've let all this stuff go. It's easy to let go of this one because it actually has worked out for dollars and cents for me. It's like the final evaluation that I got from this person who initially affected my route. I'm not getting fully reimbursed for, or compensated for the retroactively for all the stuff that I was owed, but I am getting a portion of that, I guess, from the beginning of the year, but from a different set of circumstances, not from just that action of coming in and taking away hours from me. So now I've been restored and a little bit more. I'm fine with how things have panned out, but there was like a sticking point with a lump sum payment for the retroactive, where they were going to subtract. They were going to subtract what they've already paid us in like a certain for there's one line item that they want to, that they're saying, like, well, now because of the way things are getting factored in, this is going to correct that thing, and that's the main thing that you're getting paid for. But for me it's more than that. So I'm disputing that line item issue, and I think I have a pretty good argument. And basically, I was arguing with this lady for like 15 minutes while I started my day yesterday. And it was fine. And my immediate, like, temporary boss was, like, impressed with how I handled the situation and then, like, asked me if she's, oh, you should do something. You should be something. And I was immediately just like, no. Please, no. I feel like I have the ability to be a natural leader, and you might look at me and be like laughing at that. But I actually know that I am. I actually am in certain aspects of my life. And I know that that's just a fraction of what is possible. But that's where I come in, being like, I don't know. I don't really want to have that much responsibility and have that many people looking to me, because I already have enough right now in just my small scope where nobody knows who I am. And I'm happy with that right now. So, I don't know. But I'm at work. I must have been going quick because I got here in 22 minutes or less. Everything's going to be all right.